Ladies and gentlemen, it's round 8 of the Neo Racing League season. David retires from the session. He will not be improving on his 129.488. That has slotted him in 10th place at the moment, although he's got some quick drivers behind him. He's got Marchmeister especially. He's in last place with a 130.8 of 130.488, exactly a second behind David. And he's one of those ones that you'd expect to be at least in that mid-pack. We've had a few quick drivers join recently. A few quick drivers slot their names in Rampant Gamer. It comes with a bit of a reputation. Fizz winning last time out. And then obviously you've got the drivers like Jay, who takes pole position, 128.228. Matt, 0.3 slower than that. Mantis won't improve. Rhombos, the first driver into the 127.9s. He's in first place. It's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. That was D-Bob slotting his position in 5th place for this sprint. Rampant Gamer 129.2. The checkered flag is waved. Fizz is 3.5 tenths up on his previous time. That would put him so far into a comfortable 5th place. So there's quite a big gap between Matt and D-Bob, 4th and 5th. About 5 tenths between the two. There's about a second between 1st and 5th. So there's quite a wide margin for those drivers to come in. March doesn't actually improve. 130.4 is where he's going to stay. 13th is where he's going to stay. Jacob Duck as well. He's in 12th, and that is where he's going to stay. We've only got, we've got Rhombos and Jay, who are presuming aren't going to improve. Mantis, who's not going to improve. D-Bob, who's not going to improve. Yeah, Jay and Rhombos not going to improve. Rampant Gamer's improving. Fizz is improving even more. 8 tenths is what he's up by as he heads into the final corner. Out of the final corner now, putting the power down. 8 tenths is a huge improvement, and he's found a little bit more time, almost improving by an entire second, and moving up into 3rd place, only just behind Jay. Rampant Gamer around the final corner. He will be the last driver to set a competitive time in this qualifying session. It's going to be a 128.3, which moves him up into 5th place. So yeah, that gap being filled in the end by Fizz and by Rampant Gamer. There's still 5 tenths between Matt and D-Bob, but that is your qualifying. We've got a lot of questions to be answered across the course of this weekend, and it begins here. We're going to go to the 5 red lights for the Bahrain sprint race. It's lights. And it's action. We're away for the sprint race. As predicted, Yuns Rhombos gets off to a great start, and he's going to lead into turn 1. There's contact, though, behind. Matt has retired before even the first corner. I think there was contact between himself and possibly Jolan. I'm not 100% sure on that, but regardless, Matt has binned it in the wall before even turn 1, and Jay is trying to pressure Yuns Rhombos. He's coming under pressure, though, from Hanflap Kelly as the soft compound tyre runner just gets away at the start. Kelly looking to the inside, backing out of the move. Jolan, in the meantime, moving past David. He's dropped down at the start. Neo's had a good start. And that side-by-side Fizz trying to regain his position on Rampant Gamer. Kelly trying to attack JPS once again. But Rampant Gamer and Fizz are going to go side-by-side. They're not. Fizz backs out of that move. And there's contact behind. There's issues for another Ferrari as Jolan gets his entry all wrong into turn 13. He gets out all right, though. And ahead, Marchmeister is trying to pressure Jacob. Jacob's allowed him the space. This is the battle for P11, so the loser of this battle is last on the road, and it looks like that's going to be Jacob for the time being. But Yuns Rhombos continues to lead this race. Rampant Gamer looking to establish himself, looking to attack Hanflap Kelly as the DRS is open for the first time in this race, looking down the inside into turn number 4. And they're side by side as they head out of it and into the S's. Kelly running pretty much off the track. There's contact between the two. There's quite significant contact between the two. They're both run off the circuit. There was damage for one of them, but they've come back on, and Kelly's looking to the inside of March, just trying to regain those positions. Rampant Gamer trying to get past Jacob. He does so with ease. Kelly gets past March as well with ease, and I think the damage might have been for the Red Bull, as Rampant Gamer now to the inside of March. Ghosting once again is the Williams, and he's just going to tuck back in. The hard runners are in decent positions. Fizz currently in a podium, although that could change all of a sudden as Mantis heads it down the inside. Fizz trying to hold on to the outside line. We've been here before, and Fizz just not quite having the run, but trying to force it, and he has run himself into the side of Mantis and off the road down behind Kelly. Who is that going wide? That's D-Bob. There's chaos going on all of a sudden as the addition of another driver into this battle of Fizz has just... everyone is just going a little bit mental down here at the bottom as yellow flags out as that... What on earth was happening there? I think that was... We might get an X-rated warning on stream for what March and Jacob were just doing on the stream there. But Jacob to the inside of D-Bob. He makes the move stick. He made the move stick on March as well last lap. And, well, all the drivers, they're trying to settle in now. There's a gap between David and Hamflap Kelly that's formed. There's a gap between Kelly and Jolan that appears to have formed. So, yeah, just that little bit of chaos has just... Well, the knock-on effect is that we've been split into a couple of groups. Jay, he's in a group by himself. What on earth happened to Jöns Rombos on that previous lap? To see him lose 4 seconds of time. He drops down to P4. Neo's going to make it through on Pump Mantis into turn 1. Rombos isn't going to make the same move. The Haas gets through. Rombos tries to find a gap, but Mantis too focused on Neo ahead, and he's trying to attack him. Rombos, though, to the inside line. He gets the move done. He could get it done on Neo as well as he looks again to the inside. This time a turn number 4, and he makes the move stick. Neo with that switch back possibly, but no, because Mantis is putting the Haas under pressure. There's contact as Mantis backed out, and Jolan didn't notice. Jolan is now to the outside. Mantis sending it, but possibly sending himself off the circuit. Jolan trying to take the too tight a line. This is contentious, these moves, as they're a little bit ambitious. Fizz retires from the session. I think there was contact there. Maybe, possibly just with himself and the wall. But regardless, the Aston Martin, last week's race winner, becomes the second driver to retire from the sprint race. Obviously, the first one being Matt before even turn number 1. D-Bob actually does come into the pits. Maybe to get rid of those softs, interestingly enough. But Neo sending it to the inside of Rombos. No fear from the Haas driver. And he's going to wait for the exit out of turn 3. And what a lovely exit that is. The Haas pulling to the inside line and pulling ahead. He's maintained the gap that he had at the start. And JPS, this will be the easiest victory of his life. He takes victory in the sprint race. Neo is going to hold on ahead of Rombos for second. And Rombos taking that final podium position. Mantis with a 3-second time penalty. He's going to be on track 4th, off track 5th as Kelly takes that 4th place. Then it's David, Marchmeister, D-Bob, who's a little bit behind. I don't know what happened to Jolan there. I think he went round and he just tried to correct himself. And yeah, D-Bob in 8th, Jacob in 9th, and Jolan will come across the line, the final finisher. Rampant Gamer, Fizz, and Matt. Those who aren't finishing, I'm not 100% sure what Jolan is doing. Oh, his tyres must be cooked. Has he got a puncture? A yellow flag's out in sector 3. I think Fizz is just coming into the pits. Yep, indeed he is. Rombos up to the line. 128.138. And that's going to slot him in 4th position. Kelly, Jay, sorry, comes into the pits. Kelly is around the final corner. And he's coming into the pits. So maybe they're just having a feeler out for a lap. Jacob up to the line. It's not gonna be an improvement. Yeah, 8 seconds down. So he and D-Bob are on laps. David, I believe, as well, is on a lap. He's heading through sector 1 now. And yeah, drivers are coming around and coming out for their final laps. I don't think we're going to see an improvement from Jay or Kelly or Fizz, Neo or Jolan. All the drivers in the pits, they are going to struggle to get out in time. With 1 minute and 16 seconds left on the clock, I don't think they're going to be able to do it at all. I'll see what Rampant Gamer does. I think he's on his in-lap as he... I can't quite tell. Sector split time. No, he's on a push lap, to be fair to him. I don't know why it said that he was down by 5 tenths, but Jay retires from the session. Pole position is what he's aiming for. Pole position is currently what he holds. And that's what he'll be hoping to continue to hold. And with him being one of 2 drivers to be in the 127s, I wouldn't be surprised. The other one is Jöns Rombos. He comes around the final corner now. He's going to come into the pits set. The Mercedes is not going to improve on his lap. That is going to be the quickest lap that we will see him put in this session. David across the line. 2 minutes up. I think he's going to go for another push lap, though. So we'll see the progress of that. Rampant Gamer has invalidated. I believe that's going to be D-Bob coming into the pits. Indeed it is. We've got drivers retiring left, right, and centre. Jacob's going to come around the final corner much slower than he would be if he was on a push lap. Rampant Gamer, he invalidated, so he's not. Matt only just down on his time. And did you say down or up? I have this debate pretty much every time I commentate. He's improving now, though. A tenth and a half is what he's improving by on the Ferrari. He's got 1 corner to go. And we'll see what he's able to do. A tenth and a half in the first 2 sectors. That means he's going to be competitive in and around 2nd to 5th, which is what he's going to be aiming for if he can't get into the 27s. Indeed, he does. But he's 2 thousandths off Fizz. Marchmeister now, he's improving by half a second. I said he needed to find time. And indeed, he is. He's got 1 corner to go then. He's improving by 5/10. That'll only gain him 2 positions. So unless he can find another half a tenth in this final sector, there's little to no point of him doing this. If he's aiming for P6, he slots into P7, 2 tenths behind Matt. David was going to be the last driver up to the line. He's just backed out. There is your grid for the Neo Racing League round around the Bahrain International Circuit. We're going to go to the 5 lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's lights and it's action. We are away for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Jay gets an absolutely incredible start. Rampant Gamer gets an awful one. He's attacked into turn 1 by both Kelly and Matt. Kelly to the inside, Matt to the outside. Kelly trying to push through. There's an incident once again involving, I believe, Marchmeister and the 2 Hasses and Pump Mantis as well as they headed through turn number 1. And there's damage for Mantis. There's no damage for David or Neo. And there's no damage for Marchmeister. So we'll have to find out what happened there. But Kelly taking that position, that 2nd place off of Rampant Gamer. Jay building that gap to 8 tenths at the start. Matt looking to try and pressure the Williams as they head now down to turn number 7. A very difficult overtaking spot. I'd be surprised if anyone goes for a move here. And yeah, they didn't. But Rumbos losing a position off the start to Matt. Fizz shooting up into 6th place. I could make a pun there. I'm not going to. But that is, well, that is the start of dreams. D-Bob as well. Well, to be fair, these 4 probably climbing because of the misfortunes of the 4 below. But they've still got to be there. And, well, Jay with an incredible gap at the top. Already breaking the DRS 1.3 seconds to Kelly behind, and Rampant Gamer is looking to ramp up the pressure to Kelly in front with DRS that'll be enabled on the next lap. That was an awful joke, and then there was an awful clap to go with it. I'm very sorry about that, but yeah, Mantis coming into the pits with the damage. Kelly looking to the inside of Rampant Gamer, getting the position sealed nice and easily. Rampant Gamer with a little bit of contact on the exit with Matt. And what's happened to Rumbos? He's must have squirmed out of turn 3 because he's lost the position to Fizz. Still side by side though between Kelly and Rampant Gamer. Kelly holding on to P2 once again, but this battle could heat up incredibly quickly, especially with Fizz being invited into it. And he's going to look to the inside. It's 2 by 2. It's like Noah's Ark as Kelly edges out Rampant Gamer. Fizz and Matt still side by side. Rampant Gamer getting actually past Kelly in the end, as Kelly was the first one to put the brakes on for turn number 7. And it's still side by side. Matt and Fizz did the impossible and went through turn 8 wheel to wheel. Kelly fighting back with Rampant Gamer. DRS was available for the Red Bull, which helped him edge past the Williams. And there's contact again, a little bit of netcode contact, but contact nonetheless between himself and Rampant Gamer. Matt and Fizz still side by side, those softs coming alive for the Aston Martin, and he moves up into P4. Rampant Gamer attacking Kelly into the final corner. Rombos attacking Matt. And so this group of 5 drivers are really pushing each other to the limit, and Kelly exceeding the track limits. Jay, though, with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 3.3 seconds is the gap between himself and Kelly. and he could have the most boring weekend ever. This is not going to be a boring weekend, though. For these three, they go 3 wide momentarily. Rampant Gamer edges out Fizz, who edges out Kelly, who drops down 2 positions in the space of a lap. Rumboss still in P5, ahead of Matt in P6, but Kelly looking to attack Fizz, just backing out of the move. All these drivers realizing there's 29 laps, so we don't have to put all our eggs in lap 3's basket. And if they continue to battle, which I have no doubt they will as Fizz moves to the inside, I have no doubt they will continue to battle and continue to go the gap ahead. Kelly to the inside of Rampant Gamer. He could get the move done on Fizz as well. That would have been sensational, and he's still clinging to the inside of turn number 3. Heading up the hill, DRS is available for the Red Bull to pull off the impossible move. And there at the bottom of your screens is an important information, a piece of important information, possibly for the title. Yuns Rumboss has left the session. The AI difficulty is a little high for him to lose out that much, but he's still not in control of his car, and he's going to be desperately trying to get back in. Fizz losing out to Kelly. They went side by side, and Rampant Gamer sending it to the inside of the Scotsman. The Aston Martin loses out, and the Williams heads up. D-Bob having a poor exit out of turn number 7, and he loses out to Jolan. Rumboss losing out to Matt because of the fact that he is not in this session. This could be absolutely incredible. I've invited him. I'm hoping he's going to join at some point soon. Rampant Gamer, Fizz and Kelly are fighting again. Fizz gets ahead. Gamer and Kelly side by side. Kelly being squeezed to the inside line. These two came together in the sprint race, and they're being nice and feisty once again. Rampant Gamer not allowing Kelly a car's width. About a half a car's width is what he's going to get. And Kelly tries to give him a bit of his own medicine, but Rampant Gamer forces some space, which sees Kelly lose the rear a little bit. And yeah, Kelly losing out in that battle once again to Rampant Gamer. These drivers so far this race have put up some of the best wheel-to-wheel racing that I've seen in a long time, and I do some esports leagues. So that's a high compliment, but Kelly getting back past Rampant Gamer, and he's up into P3. I think it's more the fact that they feel as though they've got less to lose. And I think it just allows them to go for audacious moves like that one, that double overtake that Kelly went for in turn 1 and 2. And he's going to go for another huge move here on Fizz. Fizz holding on to the outside line, holding on to the position. Those softs just gripping up enough to allow him the advantage. Rampant Gamer pretty much pushing Kelly through. He's going to look for a move as Kelly switches wide, and the switchback is on for Rampant Gamer. Third is where he goes, but the traditional switchback allows Kelly back through. P3 is retaken by the Red Bull, and they do so with just enough to allow them to stay within the DRS of Fizz. They need to be sensible about this, because they don't want to allow another driver, especially not another driver with soft compound tyres on. They don't want to allow him a gap. Rampant Gamer, though, not getting the memo, back down the inside of Kelly. And they're side by side as they head up the hill once again. Turn number 14 is where they're going to head into, and Rampant Gamer braking heavily and late, getting ahead as Kelly wobbles. And I think this could be Rumboss's race over. This race, though, is just getting started. Almost 3 wide once again as Kelly and Matt are side by side. Matt to the inside line. And contact, I think, maybe, or maybe he just got a little bit eager on the revs, but he loses out. 5th place is where he drops down to almost 6th with Jolan. Jacob gets disqualified from the session. So in he comes, maybe being a little bit cautious, but we had just seen Kelly get a penalty. Yeah, and then he gets hit in the rear by D-Bob, who's coming to the pits a little bit quicker. And then couldn't seem to move. Where, though, are they going to come out in relation to Fizz and Rampant Gamer? They're down the main straight now. Kelly is just coming to the end. He's just coming to the end of the pit lane. I think he's going to be behind Fizz. And maybe side by side even with Rampant Gamer as they head through turn number 1. Indeed he is. And Kelly trying to activate those hards almost instantly as these two come together on track once again. Rampant Gamer just behind, and Kelly squeezes Rampant Gamer off the track. Rampant Gamer is able to get going again. Kelly not so well, because frankly he's just dominated this entire ordeal, this entire race. He's just been absolutely on top of. only time he wasn't was sprint qualifying. Ever since then. What is he doing? Why would he do that? The safety car is in this lap. The drivers are getting ready to get going again, and they're going to be led away by Fizz, who's on 9-lap-old hards. Rampant Gamer in second is also on... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Matt's retired.
Temperature, remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
It was me. Yeah.
He's lost both end plates. And that's the Ferrari out of the race. I'll be very interested to see what happened there. But Fizz is going to take us back to green flag racing. And he's going to take us back to now. Green flag racing. It's pedal to the metal. It's foot to the floor. And Fizz leads us away. Rampant Gamer closing in as they head into turn number 1. He's going to look to the inside line. Diving in to the inside of Fizz. Jolan trying to hold on to the outside line. Can't quite do so. And Rampant Gamer switching once again to the inside line. For turn number 4. And he's going to cling onto it with any means necessary. Fizz has allowed him the space. Rampant Gamer squeezes Fizz wide. Jolan looks to try and get involved now. Backs out of the move. But Rampant Gamer takes the lead of the race. And we got confirmation there from Matt that it was, in fact, his tyres not warming up no matter what. Kelly's retired. Hey? What on earth is going on? Anyway, Kelly's retired. And the other hand, like Jolan is attacking Fizz for that P2 spot. Those medium compound tyres will have so much more grip. And, yeah, he's actually lost out in the end. He had the position easily, but then he lost out. Looking to the inside to Marchmeister and to Jay behind. Jay looking actually for a move on March as they headed out into the final corner. Not quite making that move, and March closing in on Jolan. It should be a pretty simple overtake for the Red Bull as he pulls alongside. That slipstream, though, has gone away as he's pulled alongside, and so he's going to have to make it stick through the corner. But Jay trying to send it again to the inside. Another missed braking point, and now he's missing one end plate of his front wing. He's going to get past Jolan with the DRS down the next straight button. If he moved from Jay, that could see the stewards investigate. Jolan looking for the switchback, but not to be. Jay dropping out of the DRS of Marchmeister. And since the safety car came in, Jay's race has just absolutely blown up in his face. And he drops down out of the DRS. He's really struggling with no front wing end plate. And he will not be taking that championship lead, to the delight of Yuns Rumbos, who is not in the audience. Somebody should tell him what's going on here. Jolan looking to the inside line of Jay. Jay defending quite aggressive. And Jolan going round. D-Bob looking to be the latest driver to pressure Jay for that 4th spot. 2 seconds now is the gap between Jay and Marchmeister. Jay possibly pushing a little bit too hard. He's run himself off the track. D-Bob closing in as they head to the final corner. Lots of lag for the RB is what he is finding. But with DRS, this should be a pretty simple task as long as he can get the exit. He's not going to come into the pits at the end of this lap. And D-Bob pulling alongside, pulling ahead of Jay as Neo gets past Jolan. They head down the straight. Fizz right on the rear of Rampant Gamer, pulling to the inside line. Marchmeister just sticking behind, pulling out of that DRS nice and early. And Fizz not quite able to get that momentum to get past Rampant Gamer. He's actually compromised his exit. And so Marchmeister slots in between the two. A perfect move. A perfect opportunity that was begging for Marchmeister. And he has allowed. He has moved up into P2. Fizz drops to P3. And so a move could be possible as they head through the final corner, heading towards the main straight and then towards turn number 1. Fizz right on the rear of Marchmeister. He's going to get that move done. It's going to be 3 wide as they head into turn 1, possibly. Marchmeister knowing better than to go for that move, but Fizz making that move on Rampant Gamer, getting it sealed. and March slotting behind in P4. Rampant Gamer looking for the inside line, heading down, or heading up even, the hill to turn number 4. March tucking back in. Rampant Gamer retaking the lead of the race, but Fizz's exit was compromised. And March almost got it, but he wobbled on the exit. Now he could be at the mercy of D-Bob, who's back in this battle. Jay is back in this battle as well. And when somebody's lagging like D-Bob is, that will make you incredibly nervous to fight them. It might even be worth just letting him through. Was just trying to have a look at what on earth is going on at the safety car restart with Matt. Need to get my track map back up, but Neo sends it down the inside of Jolin, showing that, well, proving me completely wrong. And now they're side by side once again. Neo gets ahead. Jay, in the meantime, has jumped Fizz, and he moves up into second place. Fizz, though, looking to attack back the inside line. Could be impossible, but not if he switches back. Jay, though, takes the inside line off of Fizz as they head through turn number 1. That means Fizz gets the better exit out of 2, and he's going to try to squeeze Jay as much as he can. They've both got DRS, and Fizz has got the superior straight line speed, and so he stays ahead. D-Bob having issues hitting the rear of Jay as March picks up, as to be expected, the fast lap of the Grand Prix. And that was after the sprint race, I believe. Yeah, it was after the sprint race. D-Bob, though, looking for the move on JPS. Jay just allowing him that move. One final time. We've got 4 different drivers that could be taking victory in this race. And at the moment, Rampant Gamer's on top. Jay looking to the inside line of D-Bob into turn number 1. It'll be a huge send if he can pull it off. He does. And he almost makes the move on Fizz as well. But round goes Jay. And he drops down to P4. His front wing end plate has taken a battering today. And he loses it once again. That's 4th place for Jay. The championship lead returns to the hands of Jens Rombos for the time being. On track, although with off-track penalties applied, D-Bob will be dropping back down. So Jay has P3 pretty much nailed on, unless he falls behind Neo. 3 seconds worth of penalties would have seen anywhere higher. Unlikely, but hey, it was worth a try. D-Bob and Fizz in the DRS of Rampant Gamer, but because of that incident in turn number 1, they're not close enough to make a move, and Fizz is 6 tenths behind as Rampant Gamers left the session. I think I've had a disconnect. Game crashed. Everybody's game has crashed, unfortunately. I had to wait for the final results of the race to be out and confirmed so I could bring clarity for everybody before I was to upload the video. So yeah, Rampant Gamer did take his debut victory in the Neo Racing League, picking up 19 points as we didn't technically complete the race. Fizz came second with 14 points to his name, and Jay came across the line third. 12 points go towards his championship tally. Neo came 4th with 9. Then it was D-Bob with 8. Handflap Jonan with 6. Pump Mantis with 5. And then Marchmeister, the final points finisher, with 4 points. But thank you very much to those of you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.